been a long time coming, but today I will finally show you how to draw the female body. Hello and welcome. This is Learning to Draw from the Very Start. This video series is designed to teach the beginner that wants to learn how to draw but couldn't find that right teacher, book, or video. This series will teach you step by step the easiest way possible to draw. So grab you a pencil and paper and let's get drawing. Okay, let's get started drawing the female body. A lot of people have trouble drawing the female body because they spent so much time drawing the male body and it's hard for them to translate the both. So this is very simple. You just follow step by step. Firstly, you want to draw is a triangle, upside down triangle. And I'm using red today so that I can go over it again in a darker color. So hopefully you can see this. Because I want to change a little bit of the shapes and I want to use a second color so that you can see and understand that. So you want to do an upside down triangle. And this is your shoulders and this is your crotch. So this triangle is going to represent the torso and the hips. So you don't want to make it too short or too long because this represents the whole piece, not the legs, just the actual body itself. Then you want to draw a straight line down the center. That's going to be your center line, your action line, your direction line. You don't have to extend it at the top, I'm just doing that. Then from there, you want to draw the breast. And if you do this in the same steps that I'm doing, you won't really mess up. You know, it's hard to do the other steps when you have something missing. So I figured this out and it's easier to do it in these steps. So you want to draw the breast, and you want to draw the breast maybe about halfway down, give or take. So, and the breasts are just, it's just a heart upside down. If you watch my video, if you've seen my video on drawing breasts, it's just drawing a heart upside down. That's all it is. It's just a heart. Keep that inside the triangle for now. So after that, you want to put two circles here, and you want to keep that inside the triangle as well. Now, that's your shoulder. These circles represent your shoulders. Here in the center, you want to have a V, and you want to bring it to touch these lines. This is going to be your neck, so you don't want it wide out and you don't want it too narrow. You kind of want to feel the size of the neck on the shoulders that you want. Now from here, because it's your shoulders, you want to put your straight line down for your top of your arm for now. Now at this point, right here where the rib cage goes, you want to draw another triangle. From the bottom point, you want to go straight across, and this might be crooked because of the angle that I'm sitting at because of my camera, and you want to go straight down, not straight down, but you want to do a triangle. And usually if you draw a straight line down, that's as far as you want a triangle. We're just going to do that for now, but I'll tell you about changing that later. So triangle. And this is why I always turn my paper so that I can get a better angle of what I'm drawing because of the angle that I'm sitting, like so. Now the triangle all the way down, I'll extend that, and this is your hips. This second triangle represents your hips. Now down here is your crotch. That's the point of your crotch. Now what you want to do is do a small U or circle, upside down circle, because you want to have room here. You want to have a space right here. Now from here you want to come up, and you don't want to come up at the same angle. You want to come up just a little bit out, and that would be the cut, like if the bathing suit cut for here. Now let's work on the arms. So you want to come halfway down, pretty much close to, a little above where the hip meets. Round that off. You know, some people will say draw the ball and then draw the other half. You can, I don't, because I'm used to it. And then put another half. And then stop the wrist. So if you do two, not cylinders here and here. Bring the wrist. The wrist actually comes down to the crotch, but bring it up a little bit more. You can adjust that as you please. So halfway, and you know, I usually bring it all the way down. I'll just show where the bicep stops. And just a little above the crotch. Depending on how far out you have your arms, if your arms are straight down, it stops a little further, goes a little further down. But for now, we'll just do that. Now, from here, excuse me, you're going to curve around this line. This line that you went up, you're going to curve around here, leaving that space. Remember, you always have that space. You need space to move. And then bring the legs straight down for now. Bring it straight down to the length, and I'm going out of camera. And that's what these lines are for. This is as far as my camera can see it. It will not see outside those lines. So usually I'll turn my paper this way, but today for this one I'm bringing it up. So this is why this head gets cut off. And I'm using 3 pieces of paper where I usually don't. Bring that down. Now from here, this is your outer thigh. So you want to round that off. This is the widest point. So at this point you want to round it off and comes down at an angle, narrow, just like I showed you if you saw this transforming the stick figure into a full figure. But now you want to bring that down like so. Now your knee, which is halfway here, you want to bring this in. So let's put the knee here. Let's bring the knee more in to the center. You want to bring this down, and it curves into the knee. And at the knee, it curves back out and down. And you want to continue to follow that line. And the same way with the other side. You want to bring it in. So initially, you don't have to bring this line out so far. You can actually bring it in. If you can see that from the start, you say, well, those legs are too fat right off the bat. You can just bring it in yourself. But it's just to show you steps. So let's bring this in. Lost for words for a second. And where it touches that knee, I'm going to curve it out and bring it back in. Like so. And say, you keep this straight for now. But this, the legs actually, they curve in. They curve in, and I'll show you that in a minute when I redo this in darker. They curve in here and curve out, come down, and there's a bulge right at the knee. So it comes in, curves out, comes in, bulges at the knee, and then back out again for your calf. And I will do a video on drawing arms and legs. I just haven't got it up yet because I'm doing so much at one time. And that's how you do your legs. And then we'll put your feet straight down. Continue to go straight down with your feet. And this is why I turned my paper long ways, because I knew this body would come out long. And then you're drawing the triangle and you flatten it out. And a lot of people, a lot of beginners end up, when they try to draw a body, they usually start, the head starts here and the feet go off the paper. You know, it takes a little practice to do it. But I'm not going to say I'm perfect. Every now and then I'll do the same thing. My body will come off the paper. So this is why I turned it long ways. So doing the feet, as I said in my other video, it is a triangle. It's half a triangle. So if you take a triangle like so and you cut it in half, and then you move those two pieces away from one another like that, you would have your feet, and then just chop it off here at the ankle, not the heel, the ankle, like so. And that's what I did here. I chopped it off. So let's do the head real quick. So you have your neck. You want to come up as long as you want to make your neck. At the center here, the center line, make a V. Make a V. Now you don't want to go straight up, because that's more reserved for men's heads. So instead of going straight up, you want to go out just a little bit at an angle, like so, until you get the sides of the head. Now this head is going to come off, so I'm not going to continue that, but this is not a head tutorial. This is a body tutorial. So to me that neck might be a little long, but we'll keep it at that. And the shoulders for a man rounds out like this. It comes out like that. I hope you can see that with this red pencil. Else, as I say, it would be a waste. But the shoulders for a woman, it curves around like that. So it'll come and it'll curve around and drop off the shoulder. So out, curve around, and it drops off the shoulder. Now, for the hands, usually you start out with a rectangle, like so, and then you cut that right here. You're cutting it there. Now, this is going to be the palm, so we'll continue down here. Just go straight down. You can make a point out of it, and when it comes up here, you're going to curve it around, just like that. And that's going to be your thumb. So curve it here, and your other finger would come here, third one here, and your fourth one right about somewhere in there, like so. And that's a simple way of doing the hand. And this comes up and it curves around. That's your palm. So we'll do this with this hand and this hand here. So we'll come straight down, and in the beginning go ahead and make a rectangle and just chop it off like that. And then this straight down here, curves around, and the thumb. Second finger, third finger, and you don't have to put 4 fingers in there. You can, depending on how the female will hold the hand. And like I said, this is a quick hand, and check out my hand tutorial, which at this point is not up yet, but it will be. Again, I'll bring that wrist up a little bit more, and then that hand, that finger keeps coming down, curve around for the thumb, second finger, third finger, and so you don't have to put the fourth one there. But this is kind of like quick model positioning of the hands. So there you have the body. Now let's round that out a little bit more with a darker pencil and get rid of the lines. I'm kind of looking through. Oh, let's do the feet, but I will do the feet. Yeah, let's do the toes. Let's do the toes. Okay, you have a foot like so. And the inside, is going to be your big toe. So what I do is usually I'll just come out and go around. It's almost like drawing steps, like that. Just subtle. And your second one will come around and down just like that. Third one, the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to draw 6 toes. And your last one, kind of the same way. So the thing is, you want to put that knuckle right here, and then curve around, and then the foot. But the foot follows that triangle shape. Sometimes you might see the heel, depending on the angle of the foot. And then you have why am I losing it suddenly? Ankles. I'm not even going to say what that is right now because I am lost at this point. So let's continue the female body. Let's start from the top. All right, you have your neck and your shoulders that curve around. I have to remember to keep it in focus. And the arms for the woman is the bicep for the woman would be narrower. It's one of those hard words. Then the rest of the arm, the forearm, I guess. So it'll come out like this, and then it'll come in straight like that. Now the breast, because you have your heart shape, the breast will actually come in to the, I'm losing it again. It will come in, it will curve like this, and it'll go into the arm. So it curves around and in. Deltoid muscle. I'm not going to say it's early in the morning, but I did just wake up. Deltoid muscle. So let's say the shoulders will come in, You want to kind of keep them flat. You have a little curve and then straight, actually, because this will actually come in, where a guy's bicep will be rounder, bigger and rounder here. I'm not going to do it there because I don't want to mess up the shape. And I just do a little curve there because the point of your arm will come like that. Your muscles are shaped like this. It comes in like that. But you don't want to put too many lines on a woman's body because it throws her off. It makes her look more muscular, and we want to keep her slim. And then curve out and back in to the wrist. And then, because that's the palm, you want to make that rounder. And there's a joint here for the thumb, but I usually don't put it in there too much. Curve it around, and I'll put a bend in the finger. This finger here, this finger there, and like I say, usually I don't put the fourth one in, not in that position anyway. Same thing here. Curve in, thumb. And usually for a woman, I'll try to keep a bit of a point because women, tend to have fingernails. And it just makes it look more feminine when you keep a point on a woman's hand. And you can bend the hand too, and I'll use this example again. Bend the finger, because I know the finger has 3 joints. So there's a joint here on the thumb, curves around, and then you can put your first, bend it here, and then bend it there to give it more of a relaxed look if need be. And as I say, keep it sharp. And then the same thing. Sometimes, depending on the hand, you might see some of the palm in here, depending on the angle. And it's the same thing with this hand, this finger. Bend it like so. Because they all come down inside and connect. And I don't want to mess this up. And you can do the fourth finger as well. Like so. And then you have your wrists, like that. And as I said, I'll do a tutorial on hands coming up. Now, from the rib cage, the way your triangle, you want to pretty much follow your triangle, but I'll bring it in some. I don't keep it here. I'll bring it in and curve it down and then follow that line. And this, you just want to round it off. You want to stay with those triangles. You want to round it off like so. Now, you can make the hips as wide or as narrow from this point as you want, depending on, the figure. Is it a girl? Is it a woman? Is she overweight or is she just skinny? Depends on what you're trying to draw. And as I say, bring this down to the knee, curve it around, and then your calf, like so. And then your crotch, just think of the bikini cut underwear to go that way. You dress this figure any way you want to, but the actual, and I said I was going to show you how it actually cut so that you can follow that line. The hip, when it comes in, it comes down and around like so. That's the way it actually would be on the body. So that's why you come and you follow that curve right here follows that. You follow that line. Curve this around, it goes in, bulges out at the knee because the bone, the shin bone, I guess, comes in like that. But as I say, on a woman, you don't want to draw a lot of extra muscles or extra line. Comes in, then it curves out again. I got to pull my paper up. Curves out, down, and then you have your ankle. Ankle, yes. Down, in, and out. Same thing. So you want to curve out, and you don't have to bring the thighs together. That depending on what type of woman you're drawing. Curve in. As I say, your ankle bone comes down there, so you want to curve back out and in. Now your inside ankles are higher than your outside, and usually when I do the feet, I'll just do like that. Instead of making that triangle, I'll round it off like that. That way I know where the placement for the ankle is. And the other one is down at this angle here. So it'll be like that. And then I'm sorry, as I said, I just got up not too long ago, and I should have got some water or something before doing this. And then again, we have the toes. You have the, just come out and down. And the, what is it? That's going to be the right foot. You're going to go at this angle, and up the toe will go in this angle, and the left foot, the toe is going to go in that angle. So you just want to do that and curve around, that little step, out, and curve down, 1, 2, 3, 4, and usually it's rounded. I went a little too far with the toe, and the baby toe you really don't see too much because of the way our shoes are. It actually curves, tucks the baby toe in, and then you have that. So same thing with this. The inside is going to be the big toe. You come out and down, and try to stay on that curve. Do a little curve, just a little curve at the bottom, and make your toe stop at that curve. The other one out, curve it over, 3, 4, and 5, like so. And as I said, depending on where you're standing or how the female's standing, sometimes you might see the heel. But in this position, you wouldn't see the heel, but I'll leave that there just because. So then you work on your knee, and the knee is just, and her knees are turned in, but you don't have to turn it in. I'll bring it out a little bit more, but this represents the knee there. And coming back up, you have your, and I said I'm going to learn, I don't know if this is the Adam's apple, but it's that collar, it's that little dip from your collarbone. And I'm going to find that name. And then your neck comes down, and you don't want to put too much muscle in a woman's neck, but it comes down to that. And then, as I say, your chin, you want to give it more of a point, come up, and then round it off. Now, the rib cage, at that point, I do a little V, and then out, almost kind of like a mountain or a volcano, if you would do that and curve it around. Well, a little fish, if you turn it that way, it'd be a little goldfish. However a goldfish is shaped. Don't mess up my paper. And down, so forth. Now, you know, you can put the center line, and the belly button comes right around above, just a little above the narrowest part of the body. So that's how you draw the female body. And let me turn it this way so that you can see the whole thing as I stare at what I'm doing. Now, from here, from this point, you know, I don't want to say the center, but just bring it out, and then the nipple would be here, like so. And then you know about the face already. I don't want to put a face on her. Half and half. Check out that video on that one. And that's the woman's body, and then I'll show you how to do some bodies in position, in more action positions, using those 2 triangles. Alright, let's draw a few female figures using that triangle system. I don't want to call it a triangle system, but I just did. Okay, so you want to think about the positioning of how you want the body, and this is just going to be just a little bit of an exaggerated kind of position. So you still want to use that triangle, and you want to use your action line. So she's going to be turned at an angle. So she's going to have that little curve to it like that. And you want to get your triangle, as I said, use your direction line, your action line in that triangle. It doesn't have to be straight, because that was just a straight on shot we did before. Now, from there, you draw your triangle, action line. From there, your breasts. And that's just your heart again. Try to stay inside that triangle. And your shoulders, just circle, because she's turned this way. You won't see this full circle. It'll come behind the breast. But this one will be a full circle here. And you don't want to make the shoulders too wide. And hopefully you can pick this up, but I'll go over it again with a darker pencil. And the bottom, you want to make it straight again, and at the rib cage, bring it down like so. arms, and with this position, she'll have her hand on her hips. And this one, it'll be on this hip here. Now, from here, remember what I said, you can adjust that, the point where the crotch goes. It's round, and then we'll just bring one leg out, straight down, and the other here, and we'll bring this one straight down. And this body's kind of crooked. I'm just kind of making this up off the top of my head, these positions, and then I'll put the head there, maybe to give it some balance. And then I'll darken it with this pencil so that we can find out what I'm doing. And here you have your knee. Find your knees. And then we'll do this. You have your triangle, which I left out, and your neck. So round the shoulders. And because of the angle, you won't see the rest of her arms. It kind of goes back. The breasts. Comes out, and because the body has turned, you will see you'll see this part more, which is your ribs, your lats. If it was a man, it's still your latissimus dorsi. Bring this in and around, and you follow that line for your hips. Leave that space, your center here. Leave that space. Curve up, curve around. Bring your legs in, out, again, in, out. So just want to come in, out, over the knee, and out. And she is standing at a bad angle, but I'm going to go with it anyway. And then your hands. And just, when you're doing hands like that, just do a rectangle and then bend it like this. And I'm messing up this paper because I wanted to draw another hand. Just like that. And then you do the fingers later. You can separate the fingers on that. But I'm not going to do the fingers. Yes, I am. I'm just going to put lines for where the fingers would be at. And your fingers would be over here. And remember the triangle for the foot. And the same thing here, triangle. And she is leaning too hard. As I said, I'm just trying to come up with something off the top of my head. And just like leaning away. Even if I put the head on, it won't really balance it, but it will turn the head this way. That way it makes, she looks like she's looking in this direction at someone that is coming to her. And because this breast is further away, this one will curve here, and this one will curve out. You'd see that one, that would come more into it, like so. And the hands, you wouldn't really see too much of the hands on this side. Small, but this is just showing you the shape, the way to do it, the shape. And I said she is leaning a little too hard for that position, but it works. All right, let's do another one. All right, let's do another one. Let's do a running type of position. So again, first thing you want to do is you want to do your shoulders, and you want to get the length. I'll make this kind of small because I don't want it to go off the paper. You want to get the length of the body. Triangle. Now, because this one's going to be running, we're going to curve this line like so. Then, again, you want to do your breast like halfway down. Hopefully this will come out. Right. Then your circles. And as I said, because this person's running, this one's going to be behind, and this one's going to be front, almost like that one. I should have tried a totally different position, but we'll do another one after this. And then halfway down, And this can be adjusted. This doesn't have to be perfect, a perfect triangle, just as long as it's kind of still on the same line from here to here. You can make narrower, it's one of my hard words, narrower or wider hips. As I said, depending on what you want to draw. But when we turn this, because this is going to be the center crotch, and then you want to get that cut like this. So this leg, let's do the arms. No, let's do the legs. Because this person is running, you're going to curve around, remember? This curves here. And then let's just stop it here because there's going to be a slight bend here. And then we're going to come straight down with that. This other leg, the hip, is going to be here, and it's going to be tucked behind that leg because you see a little space between there because this person is running, and you really wouldn't see this foot back here because of this angle, but I'm just going to put that there just because. And then let's bring the foot up. See the bottom of the foot from this angle. And this is a weird run. I don't know what's up with me in drawing today. Maybe because I just got up. So anyway, you'll see this arm, it goes behind and it comes out. So you just see that part of the hand. And then this one will come down and across. So from here, you have your delts. And then that bend here, and then the hand. And it's the same thing, just make that rectangle and bend it for now. And then your head, the neck, the V for the neck, which I keep forgetting. And you can widen the neck or make the neck narrower, depending on what you want to do. And then it's weird. This is one of those drawing days. So have this shoulder come down, the breast comes here, other side here, and it goes into the arm. And this is too similar to that one. Next one will be a different one. That, bring the hips around. There. That should be a little longer. And you will see some of the rib cage or the side comes down. And you want to continue to follow your curves. And down like so. And actually follow that. It's going to be a weird run. Weird running position. I'll keep that foot up. Weird day. Around and so forth. And I'm moving a little slow, and I don't want to eat up too much video time or your time to show you that this is a bad drawing day for me. And the face, and the face is going to be turned this way. Neck, like so. Alright, let's try one more. Maybe I'll get it right. This will be the last one. But yeah, follow those steps. And it's a lot of practice. It's a lot of time and practice drawing the woman so you won't make it so muscular as a man. Alright, let's get another sheet of paper and let's do one more. Alright, let's try this one. Let me do this without too much narration. Maybe that's what getting me. I'm usually just a quick drawing type person. I'll do something maybe like a flying or something like that. So you have that, you have your action line, and then you want to that and this. And I'm neglecting the steps. So sorry, just trying to figure out what's going on today. Breasts, the shoulders, you have that, then as I say, this and that. Now, that, So because this figure is going to be leaning forward, that's why I did this. And maybe I shouldn't have done this one for if you're just starting to learn how to do women, because it'll throw you off, but I'm going to keep drawing anyway. Because I'm difficult like that. So this here will bend the leg down, kind of like I say, a flying position, pretty much. And this one will bring even more. So this is going to be this curve, or this line here. You're going to curve that around. That's going to be the hip. I won't make that so hippie, shall we say? Like so. This is going to come around, and this curves into here. And let's just say I'll do this leg down here. Is your knee, like so. And here's your foot. Here's her foot, like that. I'll bring this in, bring this in a little bit more. So let's say you wouldn't see that foot. If you did, it'll be here. So let's just leave that foot there, like that. Here's your hand, and we'll just do the box again, or the little rectangle. The thumb. Just do that hand out. Finger out. We'll bend it a little bit. And this one is going to be your fist. And the way to do a fist is you do your circle, you do your thumbs, and then you bend, you bend just like we did with bending the box, like so. Like that, and then that bends in, and I'm not going to get into trying to draw this hand so perfect. And then you have that palm there. And you come up, you have your V again. As I said, I don't want to waste too much video time. And we will put the head down into the shoulders a little bit, because she's leaning forward. So she's going to be looking that way. And then your shoulders. And let me darken this. So you have your face. You really won't see too much neck. That way. So looking that way. Your shoulder. I should have sharpened this pencil again. You're going to curve up, down. As I said, this is going to be narrower, that's my word, than that. Narrower. So the breast is going to come up into that arm. And because you're seeing more this side, you'll see this breast. But if she had clothes on, it'll just be like that. Swing around like so. You won't separate. They won't really separate. And then you have your collarbone. And because of the turn, this will be one piece right here. And the elbow is tucked up somewhere in here. And you come down like so. You draw your fist, your palm, your knuckles. That, your rib cage, and as I said, bring it in, because you'll see this side, you'll see more rib cage here, so that'll curve out and in. The lowest point here, your belly button is going to be there. It's going to curve out and down, like so. And you have your line here, and you can adjust that. Once you start to do your final, you can adjust your lines. This comes out, actually comes in and out. That, and then this, knee, that, foot, and the other foot, which would be tucked under. And this is more your action comic book type position, flying position. You know, I could adjust his hips a little bit more. But hopefully you get the idea, and I'm not going to go any further on this tutorial, because it just takes takes up a lot of time, and I don't know what's going on with me in drawing today, but I promise you next one, I'll be at my top. All right, thank you for watching, and hopefully you got it now. And it takes a lot of practice. So the best thing is to do is just to get some pictures of women standing in positions, and then draw that position using the triangle section, triangle way, and then with enough practice, you'll have it down. All right, thanks for watching. Look out for my next exciting video.